The holographic transmission flickered to life across 17,000 Imperial worlds simultaneously. Every screen, every projector, every neural feed displayed the same image. A human woman in a charcoal-gray uniform, her face carved from determination and cold fury. General Elsa Kovac stood aboard the bridge of the Prometheus, humanity's first dreadnought-class warship, constructed in the orbital shipyards above Mars. Behind her, through the reinforced viewing ports, the wreckage of the Xanthari Imperial fleet drifted in silent testimony to what humanity had become. "I am General Elsa Kovac of the Terran Defense Coalition," she began, her voice steady and clinical. 73 days ago, your empire declared humanity too primitive to warrant diplomatic contact. 47 days ago, you glassed Sydney, Melbourne, and Jakarta from orbit. You killed 237 million human beings in 17 minutes. She paused, letting the numbers hang in the void. You assumed we would surrender. You assumed incorrectly. On Earth, in the underground command center beneath the ruins of Geneva, Alex Chen watched the broadcast with hollow eyes. He'd written most of the speech, though Elsa had insisted on certain additions. The numbers, specifically. She wanted the galaxy to understand precisely what they'd done. "The Empire's calculus was logical by your standards," Elsa continued. "You've conquered 416 species across 72 galaxies. Your doctrine is efficient. Obliterate a world's major population centers, accept surrender, strip the planet of resources, move on. By your projections, Earth would capitulate within 72 hours. A thin smile crossed her face, utterly devoid of warmth. "We did not capitulate. Instead, we did something you did not anticipate. We adapted." Alex remembered those first horrific days. The sky burning, the oceans boiling where the plasma strikes hit, the screaming that seemed to never end. He'd been in Jakarta, attending a physics conference, when the first beam lanced down. He'd survived only because he'd been in the hotel's basement, arguing with another physicist about quantum entanglement applications. Everything else, everyone else, had simply ceased to exist. "Your error was one of assumption," Elsa said, her voice hardening. "You assumed humanity's lack of faster-than-light travel indicated technological inferiority. You failed to understand that we simply hadn't prioritized it. You see, we'd been rather busy with other projects." The hologram shifted, displaying technical schematics that made Imperial scientists watching across the galaxy lean forward in sudden, terrible understanding. "Project Prometheus," Elsa explained, "was initiated during our Cold War, a brief period of existential tension in our 20th century. We theorized that matter-antimatter reactions could be weaponized beyond mere explosive yield. We wondered, could we collapse localized spacetime? Alex had been pulled into Project Prometheus 60 hours after the attack. Every surviving physicist, engineer, and mathematician had been conscripted into the war effort. The entire species had unified in a way that would have seemed impossible just days before. National boundaries meant nothing. Political ideologies evaporated. Every human mind bent toward a single purpose: survival through superior violence. The mathematics proved challenging, Elsa continued with academic understatement. But with 237 million dead and counting, we became remarkably motivated. We also became creative. Your blockade prevented us from leaving Earth, but it couldn't prevent us from listening. Your communications are quantum encrypted and quite sophisticated. Impressive, really." She paused. "We cracked them in 31 days. That had been Alex's contribution, along with a team of 200 of Earth's best cryptographers and quantum physicists. They'd worked in shifts, sleeping in 4-hour rotations, living on stimulants and spite. When they'd finally broken the Imperial encryption, Alex had wept, not from joy, but from the weight of what would come next. "We learned your fleet positions," Elsa said. "Your supply routes, your manufacturing capabilities, your political structure, your strategic doctrine, And most importantly, we learned that you divided your forces. The fleet blockading Earth represented only 0.03% of your military. The hologram zoomed out, showing a tactical display of the galaxy. Red markers indicated Imperial positions. Blue markers, thousands of them, showed human vessels. You assumed we couldn't build a fleet without leaving Earth. Another error. Every resource on our planet, every factory, every mind, every hand, all dedicated to one purpose. We built our ships in sections, assembled them underwater to avoid your surveillance. We developed our drives in shielded facilities kilometers underground. And 47 days after you murdered 250 million of us, we launched. Alex had been aboard the Prometheus for the first engagement. They'd hit the Imperial blockade with everything: ships they'd built, weapons they'd theorized, and a rage that burned hotter than any antimatter reaction. The battle lasted 7 hours. When it ended, 94% of the Imperial fleet was simply gone, torn apart by weapons that collapsed spacetime itself into crushing singularities. The remaining 6% fled. Today, human fleets stand ready in 83 Imperial systems, Elsa said, her voice dropping to something quieter, more dangerous. We are not here for conquest. We are not here for resources. We are here because you struck Earth first, and we believe in proportional response. She leaned forward, and every being watching saw the absolute conviction in her eyes. 237 million humans died. We calculate the Empire possesses approximately 900 trillion sentient beings. We could exact equivalent vengeance. We possess the capability, but we won't. We're not monsters. Another pause. We'll settle for your complete and unconditional surrender. Every Imperial world will recognize Terran sovereignty. Every species you've conquered will be granted immediate independence. Your weapons will be decommissioned. Your leadership will stand trial. These terms are non-negotiable. Alex saw her hand tighten on the railing. You have 72 hours to comply. The same period you gave us to surrender. We're being generous. We're giving you time. But understand this. If you refuse, we will dismantle your empire world by world, system by system, until nothing remains but the memory of your mistake. General Elsa Kavek straightened, her expression carved from iron. You struck Earth first. You taught us that the galaxy respects only strength. We learned that lesson well. Now we are coming for you, and we will not stop until this debt is paid. Choose wisely. The transmission ended. Across the galaxy, on the Imperial throne world of Xanthar Prime, the God Emperor stared at the empty holographic space where the human woman had stood. His advisors waited in terrified silence. Finally he spoke, "Prepare the surrender documents." Humanity had arrived, and the galaxy would never be the same.